Hello and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. I was staring at the new in-your-face advert on the wall, just in case I could forget that that was there. Right, so I was wondering whether to go back to the auction house. We've got a decent amount of money, so how about it? What do you think? Shall we? Shall we? We've done it. Okay, here we are. Now, of course, even if we buy something, we don't have to do it up straight away. But we've got a bit of cash, so it's probably worth a look. Tempest Magnum, yeah, can have a bit of that. Oh, someone else wants it. I don't want to pay more than 14 for it, really. Don't know why. It's an arbitrary number I'd come up with. Next car. Okay, 8 cars left today. There's only 5 when I first visited, so that's something. It's in quite a good state, but it's not particularly enjoyable to look at, but you know. Again, I'll stick some bids in. Let's see if we can get it for anywhere near 15. No. Oh. Oh. I'm not sure I really wanted it. Let's stick that in the parking section. That's nice. You can send it straight to parking. You don't have to load the parking up yourself. Okay, so that leaves us with a fairly limited amount of money if I wanted to buy anything else. So I'm going to have to be a junker for cheaps, although nothing seems to go for that cheap. What have we got here? Another Mayan M6. Well, I don't want another one. Excuse me. In fact, I've probably shot my load already. Wow, this starts at 18 grand. Yeah, okay, so I want a decent car. I do have to come with some serious cash. I mean, okay, it's in a sort of middling state as well. Yeah. I'll just have a look at a few more. And get a feel for it. A Bolt Hellcat. Well, it starts at 5 grand, even though it's worth, you know, it's got nothing on it. So I doubt it'll sell for less than 15. Yeah, I can't really afford to spend much more on it, so otherwise I won't be able to get any more money out. Right. I haven't checked, but I could probably get a loan out if I wanted to. I don't really want a Reno Piccolo. I've already had one of those. Got one of those in the parking. Yeah, the parking. So good, I almost named it twice. So this looks like a cheap piece of rubbish. Gone. You know how in auctions sometimes there's lots of interest, but every now and again a car comes along, or you know, an item of whatever sort comes along, and nobody's interested. I don't think that's modelled in this auction. Every now and again I'd like to put a bid on at 4 grand and win. Oh, that's not happening. Oh man, I could have got that for 9-10 grand probably. I don't particularly want it. Oh, now a Malloc. Look at it, $627 starting bid. Now this looks more like my state of it. Oh, it's because the hood comes up so you can see the engine. I was just the way it flopped open. Went, oops! Oh, I meant to bid on it. Seems to be laughing at the way when it stopped, the back sort of flopped open, and then I failed to bid. And it went for like 1 bid, like I'd just been moaning didn't happen. Go on, I'll take it for 7 grand. No, I'm not bothered. It's of course doubly frustrating because I quite fancied a Mallet because they're quite different from the other vehicles. I don't want this because I can't afford it for a start. It actually starts more money than I've got. I can't click on... Oh, there's no more cars. Alright. Okay. Well, just out of interest, because they have apparently made the parking load up more quickly. Not that you get to suffer through this anyway, so I cut it. But I'm gonna have a quick look. Oh, different parking slots. I think this is partly how they've done it. They've, rather than having all your parking in one spot, they divided it up so there should be less loading involved. Aha, and by clicking on it, of course, what I've actually done is brought it back to the garage. Oh, look at its lovely purple shine. Wow, who knew? So, car value is 32 grand. So I've got a restoration bonus of 10 grand. So I'm imagining the car value is everything I spent on it. With or without this 10 grand, but the 10 grand is the bonus I've got for having completed it, I'm guessing. I don't know. Okay, so that just goes back into parking. I'm not quite sure how you tell where it goes. Does it just fill up the parking from sort of A through to B or whatever? I don't know. Oh, I see. I haven't bought these yet. Look. Wow, 50 grand to buy hash parking C. This looks like a bit of a text error. All right. Well, I don't really feel like I've got enough money probably to finish that project, and I really wanted the Mallet that I completely failed to buy, which I could have easily afforded. So back to the pennant, I mean to the everyday job of fixing other people's cars. So, knowing that this one will be here after I've done this one, because it doesn't refresh all of them, just the one you take, let's do a couple of quick jobs, which is my holy grail. Especially as I've spent so long arsing about at the auction. Oh, someone's covered this car in poo. Right, now let's not move it yet. Oh, let's just move it onto the lifter for heck's sake. Why not? For heck's sake. What I actually meant to do, of course, was look at the list of jobs required. Lack of engine power, strange Vikings from in the engine. And brakes. So I'll have to take all the wheels off to look at the brakes. Anyway, we could do some preliminary tests to see what the problems were. I think the problems are that the poo that was put on the outside of the car has also been smeared all over the inside. Okay, so we can do some tests. Can't do that test. So this should tell us if there's anything deep in the engine that's got any problems, like the pistons, etc. 43%. Well, of course, without knowing what the limit is, 40. So everything over 40% is fine. So nothing in the blowing test was a problem. Let's have a look at the random numbers test. Yep, definitely some numbers there. Okay, so the fuel pump is dead. So is the fuel pump the thing on? Yeah, it is. So I've got to remember to take the fuel pump off. Meanwhile, I think it's just going to be obvious inspection stuff. So obviously the timing belt cover needs to come off. So let's get to it. That idle roller, it's no help at all. Right, so what's that at? 41, so that's actually okay. It's going to be quite hard to tell because even the stuff that's actually okay for this job, because 40% is the minimum, you know, stuff at 41% looks pretty dead. So it actually makes the physical examination quite tricky. So I don't know if I need to do more actual, just this, 43%. Oh, can't test that. Well, it doesn't have an ADB scanner, so what the merry how. Fuel filter, that needs to come off. Okay. Test things, yeah. So the engine problems might be quite deep. Can be examined by taking off car. Well, that's useful. Okay. So not as much help as you'd like, basically. Let's start the motor at 47, that's fine. It doesn't look very healthy. So, let's just remind ourselves. Fuel, filter, fuel pump, yeah, okay. Lack of engine power. Ah, okay, it could be the air filter, of course. I have to take off the clips first. I'd rather you sort of activated the cover and then had to take these off like you would the bolts, rather than take these off first, but whatever. It's all good. So look at that. That's the one, isn't it? Oh, 42%, that's... Oh, that is the problem. Okay, maybe 42% was the air filter cover, not the air filter itself. Alright, so that's those issues. Strange noises, so I've still got a strange noise to find, and brakes need all the wheels taking off. Strange noise. It could well be this oil pan, so it looks pretty awful. It's frustrating though, because the only way I can tell what quality it is at is to take it off. I need to empty it first. That gives me a clue that I need to be going and getting the oil drain. Whoops, and taking it back to the right place. The oil drain hole. That's I like the fact it's going to come out almost on the exhaust. I can't even see it from that side. Yeah, that looks good. Let's do it. Well, oil looks pretty fresh. Maybe that's because the filter isn't working. It doesn't actually ever go anywhere. It just sits there and is icky. There we go. So what's that at? 41%, so that's fine. Anything in here that looks bad? Can we examine these? We can. Okay. 40% or more. Alright, fair enough. Right, things like the water pump. Power steering pump must be taken off, okay. Oil filter, let's just take it off. 42%. Okay, so I guess it's worth putting the oil pan back on. Just double check that wasn't the thing, even though it's... yeah. Right. Okay, so it wasn't the oil pan. Whoops. Oh yeah, I've left the oil drain in the way. That would have been a mess if I'd crushed it and all the oil had popped out everywhere. But fun, it would have been fun. So let's... What? Oh, I can't examine it, that's fine. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode. That's... No. Oh, I just have to take things off the car. Well, flippity flip flap. Anyone could do that. Maybe it's this horrible timing belt. 49%. Cam gear at 40. That was a bit close. Oops, not that though. Okay, so that's all the timing stuff taken off. What about the steering pump? That's not going to be an engine power problem, is it? Let's try the rails. That's 47. There's only one. That's the engine block. Oh, it could be the actual head cover, I suppose. I don't really consider that, but it is a bit of a mess. Why don't you say the radiator, actually, come to think of it. 43%, yeah. Aha! Okay. We have our culprit. I have to take off these camshaft caps. Of which there are many. There's me saying this is a quick job. Ha! Appearances can be deceptive. Right. Okay, so that's all that. So now I can get on with the brakes, which is going to be a relatively straightforward job of just removing the wheels, performing a slightly physical examination of these already brown looking parts. I have to say the disc looks fine though. This at 47, yeah. Oh yeah. Everything's covered in chocolate. Alright. Oh yeah, brake drums. Drum brakes, whatever you call them. 29% and 29%. I guess that's all the brakes. The brakey bits in a drum. What's that cover? Is that dead as well? Yeah, I didn't even think about the cover. 22%. 7%, right, so that might be all of them. It is. So now it's time for the purchasing. Or fun, as you probably call it. Watching me purchase things slowly. Air filter. Engine and oil. Oh, fuel filter was one as well, wasn't it? Fuel filter and fuel pump. Oh, I haven't taken the fuel pump out. Fuel filter, fuel pump. Next, brake. No, it's not brake calipers. Camshaft I4 sock. Camshaft I4 sock. That's crankshafts. Camshaft I4 sock. Yes. Exhaust manifold I4 sock. Exhaust manifold I4 sock. Serpentine belt A. Serpentine belt A. And timing cover I4 sock. Timing cover. Oh. Timing cover I4 sock. Oh yeah, it's the black one. I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at the silver ones. Because I'm an idiot. Right, brakes. So we require 2 calipers and a brake disc ventilated. 2 calipers and a brake disc ventilated. 2 brake drums, 2 brake pads, 2 brake drums, 2 brake pads. 2 brake shoes, 2 drum wheel cylinders. 2 brake shoes. 2 drum wheel cylinders. They just look so different because they're so big. They're only tight. They go in that space there. So this looks kind of like, well, that's not the thing I'm looking for. Right, that's enough of that. Whoops. Let's press the wrong button a couple of times. Let's get into the mode and put it all back on the car. Here we go. Alright. Yeah, that's enough of the singing. No, it's not really singing, I appreciate that. Why is all the colours... What have I done? Pressed C. What does C do? Toggle conditions mode. Oh, okay. No thanks. I want it to look as realistic as possible. Because that's what I'm used to in my life as a mechanic. Yeah. Right. So, brake disc, pads, calipers, bolts, and a wheel. Yeah. We heal. Good, that's all that done, and let's rebuild the engine. Rebuild my engine. That's right, put all the parts in that we took out that were required, and the several parts that weren't required that we took out as well. Fuel rails and such. Actually, did we actually replace the fuel rail? Memories! These are things I do not have anymore. Or have never had in the first place. Alright, there's your chocolate box. Put your filler cap in. We'll need to fill it with oil, of course, as well. Timing belt, belt tensioner, and then the cover. No bolts for that, which is nice. And all this crap. That's the official name for it all, I think. this other engine-y crap. Power steering pump. Right, there we go. Now we can put the cables that belts on. Is there a tensioner to do? No. There's your throttle. There's your crappy old fuel rail. Oh, you get a nice new exhaust manifold, of course, with its 1 or 2 bolts. This is how you do bolting. Look, just wave your mouse over them a bit. It's really efficient. Air filter cover, lots of stupid little clips. Right, and there's a few other bits and pieces I haven't done yet. There's a fuel filter. There we go, starter motor. And the oil filter, which has to be underneath for... It's okay, we have to get underneath to get to the fuel pump as well. And then, I think that's it. Apart from, oh yeah, putting the oil in, and anything else I've forgotten. Whoop. There it is. And nice fresh one back in. Now I think... Oh yeah, oil. Almost forgot. Oily, oily, oil. Right, it's the nice greasy, well, oily oil, I guess is the right description, really. Add a little bit more, and do your good conscience test to make sure you've done it right. You've done it right because you're awesome. I wouldn't polish that turd. Right, job done. Small amounts of cash, but job done all the same. It all adds up. Brilliant. Thank you very much for that quick trip. Well, we went around the auction, bought ourselves a nice little auction junker for later, but I'm going to need more cash to buy something nice. 30k some of those auction vehicles started at. So there we go. Come back next time when we earn some more money from doing one of these jobs. Bye bye, Mr. Garrett. Bye bye.